Hello everyone, this is B Junior from B Junior's Movie Cave on the Endurance Productions YouTube channel. Coming to you today with a special edition DVD overview for a catalog title from the wonderful folks over at Synapse Films entitled Christmas Evil. That's right, guys. It's right in there with all those Christmas themed slasher thrillers of the day. Black Christmas, most notably Silent Night, Deadly Night, Don't Open Till Christmas. You know, the list goes on. You could sit here all day with holiday themed or Christmas themed slashers and or horror movies. Christmas Evil is one of those that I'm going to tell on myself a little bit here. Myself being a horror nut or horror movie buff, I'd never seen before until this screener DVD had been sent out by Don May's company Synapse Films for review. Basically, it is, you know, I've always got to throw the word basically in there, guys. Sorry. Christmas Evil, it falls into it is a slasher film, but it is a little bit more to it. Story-wise, let's just do the story, then we'll go over the presentation here, what makes a great special edition. And as always, just a side word on Synapse Films, they always live up to the true moniker of a special edition, the true definition of it, if you will. They take the time to give you the greatest viewing copy, even if it is just a DVD versus a Blu-ray standard. You're going to get a great viewing copy, sounding copy as well for your collection. They give you the goods, basically. Christmas Evil, it is a slasher film in the same vein as Silent Night, Deadly Night, as I said before, and any of these other Christmas horror movies. It's got a little bit more going on in it. It's more of a psychological thriller with some slasher elements thrown in at about the end of the second act and third act too. It centers around a man or a set of brothers, basically. Whenever they're children, I think their father is playing Santa Claus at the time, and one of the brothers, who is a little detached or is really into Christmas. I mean, he's really a true believer of Christmas. After they've been sent to bed, sees Santa, or aka Dad, playing around with Mom, getting frisky, and kind of lets him know as a child that Santa is really not real, and it does something to him. He's probably got a little bit off in the brain there a little bit anyway, but he grows up really truly believing in the spirit of Christmas and or the character of Santa Claus, and wants to be Santa Claus. He actually wants to be a toy maker and give joy to the kids of the world, which you couldn't really fault him for. But at the same time, when you watch this movie and you see the story unfold as it does, in the original director's cut, mind you, special edition of Christmas Evil, you find that this guy, he's not got his wits about him, and things just kind of go astray or go awry beyond that point. He works at a toy factory, as you can imagine, and it does a lot of character development during the first act. It takes its time, it builds characters, it lets you know who's who in the movie. Notably, one of the actors that showed up in an early role in this that I had no idea was in this movie is Jeffrey DeMunn, who you know recently as Dale from The Walking Dead, first couple of seasons. Also, he's been in tons of genre pictures, The Hitcher, The Blob remake from the 80s. You name it. This guy's a character actor who's been around for ages, and he's a very nice guy from what I hear to meet in person at these conventions and whatnot. Just one of our best underrated character actors of our day, I think. He's been in a lot of Stephen King based movies like The Mist and The Green Mile. I mean, just IMDb his resume. He's got a great resume under his belt. The movie, it takes its time a little bit in the first act, and it really kind of kicks into overdrive during the second act. I gotta say, Christmas Evil overall was a good experience story-wise if you like horror movies and you like slashers. Just remember, where Silent Night, Deadly Night, I hate to keep bringing that up, but where Silent Night, Deadly Night is more of a slasher, set 'em up and knock 'em down kind of storyline, the basics of the mid-80s slasher, Christmas Evil starts out as more of a psychological thriller, and it takes its time to show you how the main character in the film is really demented, and you kind of halfway feel for him because a lot of his actions are not really his fault. He's just a sick individual. He needs help. But it seems like he's one of those forgotten people that just doesn't get help when they should have it. Now, where this movie is also a lot different than just your run-of-the-mill slasher is Christmas Evil, and about a third of the movie, the underlying subplots in the movie, is a dark comedy. There is a lot of comedy in this movie. I found myself laughing out loud when I took in this viewing the other day. For example, there's a solid, I know it's got to be 2.5, 3 minutes solid length of a scene where he is actually on a rooftop. It is during the time where he is, went over the edge, he's dressed up as Santa, and he's going on this his spree, as you would want to call it. He is actually on a rooftop trying to gain entrance into the home via the the chimney, the fireplace chimney. It doesn't go well, it doesn't work out, but it's a solid 3 minute, I know it's at least 3 minutes long, maybe longer, where he's actually trying to cram himself and his bag of toys into a chimney to go down in the traditional Santa format. It doesn't work out, and I found myself laughing out loud, and I actually watched the scene twice in a row. I rewound it on the DVD and watched it again. There's a lot of comedic moments in this film, and there's also, right when you think it's funny, there's like a little killing spree or something. Just something happens, and you're like, what? Where in the world did that come from? So I'm not gonna say it's not gonna change the world of horror or anything. It's just one of those little kind of horror gems that kind of got lost in the shuffle over the years. And with the myriad of other Christmas themed horror movies that came out before and after this one, it's just one of those low budget ones. I don't even think it was $1 million budget. I IMDb'd it. I think it was somewhere around about $750,000 this movie was made for. And I remember seeing it on the VHS shelf back in the day. The cover art was different then. It was a lot more boring. This cover art rocks. I got to plug that too. Synapse always takes their time to give you the goods. They give you some great cover art. The old cover art was just basically Santa in front of a Christmas tree and a wreath on the wall, I think, and he had a wee little hatchet in his hand. Wasn't really formidable, and this one, the guy's rocking a knife. There's some blood there. He's got toys in his arms and a really sinister look on his face, or you can tell it's a horror movie. The movie was originally shot under the title "You Better Watch Out." And that's another thing I like about Don May and other companies like Blue Underground stuff. A lot of times if they were shot under different titles, they go ahead and if they're a director's cut or a full uncut version of the film, which is what I prefer to watch most of the time to get the full experience about what the director's vision was, I like it when the original title credits are on there. So that's what comes up on the screen. It's not Christmas Evil. That was the release title, what they had to put it out under through via the distributor. But You Better Watch Out is actual titles that comes up on the screen. Just a kind of a notable little thing I like. Director John Waters says this is the greatest Christmas movie ever made. I don't really agree with that, but I think it's just a decent little Christmas horror movie, Christmas themed horror movie. If that's your subgenre that you really enjoy, this is your movie. This is definitely one you want to give a viewing. I would highly recommend, not really run it if you're in the market to buy Christmas Evil. This is the definitive edition of the day that we have right now. But if you've never seen the movie before, I would highly recommend maybe Netflixing it, get the DVD, do a rental online or something. Check it out first, borrow a copy from a buddy, borrow his DVD and check it out before you buy the cow, basically is what I'm saying. Gives you a good synopsis on the back, some good stills from the movie. This is a really great scene in the movie where he's putting on, what do you call it, sorghum, or just glue, basically. He's gluing on his beard before he, this is right in the middle of the part in the second act where he kind of snaps. He's putting on the beard and he finally gets it to stick to his face and he can't pull it off. And he's sitting there yanking on the beard and he's laughing sinister. He goes from like sinister laugh to hysterical funny laugh, back to sinister to sad, and he just it's kind of like Jim Seedale's character, the cook in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where he jumps from happiness to sadness to guilt and just back and forth in in the snap of a finger's time frame. It was a good little scene, I thought. I was just kind of like, this guy is genuinely crazy. Where did they find this nut? It makes you really believe his character a little bit more. It is a widescreen anamorphic transfer 1:7:8:1 ratio from the original vault materials. Audio commentary from director Lewis Jackson. It's informative. I spot checked that part of it. I'm not really a big commentary guy unless it's just a movie I really got to know more about. That has been a long-term favorite of mine. Bonus audio commentary with Lewis Jackson and director John Waters. I spot checked that one as well. If you're gonna watch a commentary on this one, I like just the regular directorial one by itself. Original never seen before director's cut. Yep, mentioned that. Original storyboard sequences, comment cards, and rare audition tapes. They got some old school tapes of the I think some of the leads in the movie trying out from the movie, and well, you know, it's an audition. Good vault material. As I said before, for a little kind of obscure movie, to have special features and a really great viewing quality copy, that's where Synapse really kind of reigns supreme. They're kind of the forerunner of defining all these cult gems and putting them out on a viewing copy and taking care to put them in a digital format where they can be watched in the same, they won't degrade over time, as we all know. Rated R, 95 minutes, 1980 release date. Dolby Digital Mono sound, and there again, special edition. Just the enclosure, you know, like I always like to close my reviews by doing picture quality and sound quality, the old PQ and SQ. Picture quality on this one, in terms of DVD, this is about the best it's going to get for right now, unless there's ever a Blu-ray release of this movie. On a 4-star scale, I gotta say it's a solid 2.5 out of 4. Now that's a solid 2.5. It doesn't mean it's a grade D or something like that. What I'm saying is it's as good as it can be from the original vault materials. Don May's company always does a real good job to clean them up as much as possible. This isn't like the Jaws restoration or whatever, but it is a good clean viewing copy. The sound equally about a 2.5 star out of 4, mainly because it's a mono track, and that's not to its discredit. It's just as good as it can sound, basically. It's not going to have the surround sound of the gods or anything in it, and you probably wouldn't want it in this old kind of a cult film. I kind of like those kind of grainy every once in a while when they're kind of smaller, more obscure. So rock on, dudes. This has been your overview of Christmas Evil. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.